You can hit us all you want with those little weenies.
Hello there.
Hitting's expertise. So this is gonna die. He's gonna return something to his hand. We could do this. I think that's a pretty cool play, huh? That was a pretty cheeky play there. What's up, guys? It's MTGGnome here, and today we'll be checking out Rashmi Eternities Crafter. Okay. I know what you guys are thinking. How can this deck work with possibly a curve like this? Curve isn't actually that bad. We just have a lot of big finishers here. Now, Rashmi holds a special place in my heart. When I first started playing Commander, Rashmi was the very first Commander that I built from scratch. I had bought the Edgar Markov precon, and I made a deck around that, but that was a precon. And so after I started getting more into Magic, I decided to make a Rashmi deck because her ability seemed really cool. I still have the paper deck actually, and I've had it for about 5 years now. It's going through some changes just because of the fun factor. When I first built it was really not fun for a lot of people. All it had was counter spells and still effects. It still has still effects and counter spells, although now there's not that many counter spells in it. There's not that many still and sack effects. There's like bribery, but that's about it, and agent and treachery, I believe. But bribery and agent and treachery aren't in Arena, so I kind of got the inspiration off of my Commander deck, and what I did was add a lot of the counter spells that are really good in Arena. Pact Negation, Swan Song, Wash Away, Disdainful Stroke, Malevolent Hermit, Unwind, Rewind, Negate, Memory Lapse. Those are going to allow us to hold up our opponent long enough to where we can swing one of our big finishers while we ramp up with like Cultivate and our ramp artifacts. And we get one of our big finishers like Shark Typhoon. We're casting a bunch of non-creature spells. Metallurgic Summonings, we're casting a bunch of instant and sorcery spells. So every time we counter something, we make a construct. The Tarrasque, I'm debating on whether this should be in here or not, but it's a really big bomb when we cast it because it has Ward 10 and it has haste, so we can attack immediately and it fights whatever we need it to fight, whatever we need to get rid of. So the Tarrasque is really solid. I think it's the most top-end card other than Ulamog you can probably put in your decks. I wanted to put Ulamog, but everybody puts Ulamog in their decks, right? So I just wanted to put the Tarrasque while I could. And then Cure Best of Sea God, Hullbreaker Horror, River's Rebuke. These cards are just going to allow us to kind of just go off once we do get them. They're so powerful that if we're just countering everything and our opponent really doesn't have much to do, then once we drop these cards, we're pretty much in a good spot most of the time. We're running cards like Wilderness Reclamation, Kira Great Glass Spinner, Leyline of Anticipation, and running some flash cards like Tamiyo's Completion and Omen of the Hunt to kind of help us ramp when we need to ramp on our opponent's turn. You usually don't want to play Rashmi when you first have the mana. You usually want to have like a Ranger's Guile or a Snakeskin Veil to help protect it, or even like a March of the Swirling Mist to help phase it out if they're trying to remove it, because people will remove Rashmi, so you have to remember that. Try to play Rashmi on turn 5 or turn 6, maybe turn 4 if you have the mana available to protect her. And then we have a bunch of cards to kind of help us round out from getting to the start of the game to the end game. With Memory Deluge, Rewind, we can counter something and we can play like a Memory Deluge in the same turn just because we untap up to 4 lands, or we can actually counter something again if they have the mana for that next spell. There's a small combo in here with Thassa, Deep Dwelling, and Timeless Witness and Time Warp. Basically, if you have Thassa and Timeless Witness on the battlefield, you cast Time Warp, it goes to your graveyard. At the end of your turn, you flicker Timeless Witness with Thassa's ability, and it comes back onto the battlefield. You return a card from your graveyard to your hand, which will be Time Warp. Then the next turn, you can cast it again, and you can just keep doing that for however long your opponent cannot do anything to get rid of Timeless Witness or Thassa or the Time Warp. That's one of the ways we can actually go infinite here, or at least infinite turns, which basically means we draw a whole deck and we just play whatever we want. But that's the deck. Be sure to like and subscribe if you aren't already. It helps the channel out a ton, and we are nearing 400 subscribers, which is insane. I'll be doing a new deck every 2 to 4 days depending on my schedule. I'm about to have a kid, so things are kind of getting crazy over here for me, but just be patient with me and hope you guys enjoy the content. We are running 36 lands. We don't want to run too many lands because what'll end up happening is when you have Rashmi on the field, we play a spell, Rashmi's ability triggers, and then it's just a land on top. So you kind of don't want to run too many lands, but at the same time you do want to run lands because you got to get to this top end here. So that's the deck. Let's get into some games and see how the deck does, shall we? Do I want to play this turn? No, let's mulligan that. Okay, let's hope we draw into a green source here. Let's see. Okay, perfect. We'll put that on top. We draw that next. This is good. This is good. This is really good. We're playing Sythis. We gotta find a way to deal with that. Because I know we don't have a way. Yeah, we'll do that. Look at that ramp. That's fine. We've already got our value out of those creatures. Oh, yeah. Tamiyo's completion is perfect. Loses all the abilities. Yeah, I mean, I knew he had something. That's fine. Thought he was gonna target this, but I guess not. Guess he doesn't need it that bad. We'll play Rashmi. We can start doing our thing. We have Tamiyo safekeeping if he tries to target Rashmi with something. Can we play Tamiyo safekeeping on the enchantment? Target permanent you control? I mean, we do control it. We'll draw that. No Rec Sage for you, my friend. Leyline. He's going to try everything in his power to get rid of this Tamiyo's completion. It's a Sythis completion now. I mean, there's only so many things that he has that can get rid of stuff, right? So it's like, he's already played 3 things. I mean, he has a full hand, I know, but it's like, geez, dude. Ranger class. Not scary at all. Perfect. So we can play the Leyline. Oh, nice, Kira. Oh, he's definitely going to have a hard time dealing with this. So then we play the Mind Stone this turn, and then we play the Cure SSC God on his next turn. He doesn't know we have this, so I'm waiting for him to play something like really good. Maybe a Heliod or something. Now he's going to have to play something twice. So he's going to have to target our things twice in order to get rid of it. Unless he has a sweeper. Yeah, I mean, that's fine. We'll just block that. Short target creature with flying. Well, he couldn't do that. Alright, Malevolent Hermit. That's really good for this matchup too. Ooh, Coma. Coma's just a bomb, man. We're gonna play that. We're not gonna swing yet. Oh yeah, this is all working out perfectly. Now, Ranger class is nothing to worry about. Took care of Sythis. I'm really curious as to why he didn't Prison Realm the Tamiyo's completion here when he had the chance. I don't know, but that's just crazy to me. GG's, man. GG's. Ugh, I don't like having the Tarask in our opening hand. We are playing black-red. We might have an issue keeping creatures on board. Let's mulligan. Ah, that's better. That feels a lot better. We can brainstorm. Perfect. We'll do that. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. It's a beautiful thing, isn't it? What did he mill? Scorpion God and Infernal Grasp? Ugh. We'll play the search for his Kanto. He's missing his red source. There's his red source. Come on. Yeah, we'll keep that in hand. Just because that's so juicy. Double pass turn. Depending on what he plays, we'll either Omen of the Hunt or we'll Memory Lapse something. Puts the Shieldred in the graveyard. I mean, countering it does really nothing. No, let's just Memory Lapse it. We'll play the Veil of Summer. That worked out pretty good. We did lose our protection playing the Veil of Summer there, but I'd rather have Search for his Kanta so we can keep searching what's on our library. We'll keep that. It's a land. We will pass turn. I mean, I know he's drawing cards, but he's also discarding the cards, so. If he plays the Kroxa, okay, he plays the Kroxa, so we'll let that resolve. I guess we'll just get rid of the Omen. Or we get rid of the Swirling Mist. No, let's get rid of the Omen. We're gonna eat that. We don't want that thing to die, do we? Can I target non-creature spell? I could keep that. No, let's throw it in the graveyard. Ah, commit's pretty good. Commit is pretty good. But we're just letting them have a bunch of cards, aren't we? You can hit us all you want with those little weenies. Hitting's expertise. So this is going to die. He's going to return something to his hand. We could do this. I think that's a pretty cool play, huh? That was a pretty cheeky play there. Ah, nice, the Outland Liberator. We'll play that actually. Get the value on our turn. There's a Cultivate. And then we'll swing. Burn down the house. We can put that back into his library. Oh, nice. Wilderness Reclamation. Let's go. Good game. Our opponent did not. He was tired of it. He was just tired of it. Okay, so I like this hand against Toxrill. Only thing I'm worried about is if he has like a Duress or a Thoughtseize or something like that. And they go first, so they will be able to do it on our turn. I was thinking maybe we could play the Veil of Summer if they tried to do it, but we won't have it up if they do it the very first turn. But that's the nature of going second, so let's keep it. Okay, no Thoughtseize turn 1, so that's pretty good. So now we have the Veil of Summer up for us, which is really good. Got a lot of protection. Unwind, Disdainful Stroke, Veil of Summer, March of the Swirling Mist. So our main thing right now is to probably counter Toxrill when it comes down. And he doesn't want to play anything either because he knows. And I'm not playing Rashmi without any protection on it, so we're not playing it that turn. I guess all Toxrill want to do is just get rid of your creatures. Nice. We can play the Metallurgic Summonings. Oh, he might counter that. No, no counter. We're just going for a win con here. There's a ley line. I'd really like to play that. Yeah, let's see if he counters that. He didn't counter the Metallurgic Summonings, so maybe he won't counter this. Well, we can Veil of Summer. Yeah, let's Veil of Summer. We get a 1/1. And we draw a card. Beautiful. Did get his land there finally. Man, he is not playing anything. We'll swing here, get the 1 damage in where we can, you know. He's playing the long game here. He's playing counter spells because he's got a common counter in his deck. So he's playing like counter spells, removal, Toxrill, and Bull in the Bet. So next turn he can play Toxrill, so we can leave up the Disdainful Stroke. We make a 5/5 when we play the Precognitive Perception here. I mean, I guess if you want to use that, why are you even playing that in this deck? What in the world is going on here? It's a 2 mana, exile target creature and opponent controls with mana value 2 or less. I mean, I'm thinking like rat colonies maybe. And you also get to see what's in your opponent's hand too. So he definitely knows we have the Disdainful Stroke. So there's that. Let's see if he counters this. We still make the 5/5 even if he counters it. So we're okay there. Okay, so he does let us draw the cards. Alright. Oh, there's a Pact of Negation. Let's go. We'll play the Breeding Pool. We kind of do need to get something out of our hand. So let's play the Zmoon. Just to not have 8 cards at the end step. We'll attack with the 5/5. I wonder what he's got in his hand. Because he hasn't played anything except 2 cards. So I'm really wondering what he has in his hand. He knows we have the Unwind. He knows we have the Disdainful Stroke. The March of Swirling Mist. Pretty sure he's being really cautious of what he's going to play. There's Playcrafter. That's fine. We can actually just let Zmoon die. She would draw us cards a lot, but I figure we're going to need this 5/5 more than the 1/2 on Zmoon. It's more of a threat. Let's see if we can play Rashmi. Because we still have the Ranger's Guile, so we can protect it with that. Let's see, it's a straight up counter spell. There's a distinct... yeah, let's counter that. I really want Rashmi on the board. Leaves us with 3 mana next turn, so we still have the mana for Unwind and Disdainful Stroke. And that's going to be enough for our opponent. Toxrill doesn't have nothing on Rashmi. Alright guys, that's the deck. Unfortunately, you guys didn't see me really kill anybody, have their life total go down to 0, but that's because nobody wants to see the Rashmi deck go off. It is like that in paper as well. People get so salty with the Rashmi deck because it's trigger after trigger. It's like, oh, you counter something, I also get another card from the top of my library. Whether it be a land or not, it doesn't matter. It's just the fact that you're getting value out of your counter spells and all your other spells, especially when you have like Leyline of Anticipation out, it's just pretty nutty. I like Tamiyo's Completion in the deck. It kind of acts like a Imprison in the Moon, which Imprison in the Moon isn't an arena. Actually, Imprison in the Moon might be worse or better depending on how you see it. Imprison in the Moon is 3 mana, and it kind of does the same thing, but they can tap their enchanted permanent with mana, so they do get mana out of it, but that's it. They lose all their abilities. They can't attack and block, whatever. But Tamiyo's Completion, we can only enchant an artifact, creature, or planeswalker, but they lose all their abilities, and it doesn't untap during its untap step. Just being able to have Flash on an aura like this is pretty solid, because I was gonna put Ashiok's Erasure in the deck, but I decided not to, because if they destroy Ashiok's Erasure, then they get the spell back. So that's why I decided not to put Ashiok's Erasure in here. Instead, I went with Tamiyo's Completion. You guys didn't get to see me do the Thassa, Timeless Witness, Time Warp combo. It's in there if you guys want to ever check that out. The cool thing about that is you should already have Thassa. Thassa's like a really good historic Brawl card. I'd recommend crafting it if you like blinking creatures and just having a bunch of ETB effects go off in the same turn. And then Time Warp is a really good card too that you should probably craft. I definitely recommend crafting Time Warp and Thassa, Deep Dwelling. If you have the Mythic Wild cards too, it's going to make your deck so much better, especially if you're playing blue. And then Timeless Witness is an uncommon, so you can craft this pretty easily. The thing that I really like about this deck too is that not only do you get the value from your counter spells, but you also get value from when you have things like Metallurgic Summoning and Shark Typhoon on the field. You're getting that value out of the creatures coming onto the battlefield. You're getting that value from the spell you cast, and you're also getting the value from the card coming off the top of your library from the Rashmi trigger. It's like a constant like snowball effect. Like once we get the ball rolling with Rashmi, there's no stopping it. And so that's why you see a lot of these concedes. People just get sick and tired of it, especially because Rashmi has been around for so long, and now I don't see it a lot in historic Brawl. I probably played against it once within my time of being a YouTube creator, so it's definitely not that popular, but it is really powerful. I love Rashmi. I will never get tired of Rashmi. But that's the deck, guys. Let me know down in the comments below how you guys feel about the deck, what cards I should have put in, what cards I should take out, what cards don't make sense to you, why they're in here. So with that, guys, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one.